guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Blair Lamb, hence my channel name, Blair Lamb. And today I want to talk about time management. I have been wanting to make some more chatty videos on my channel, and this was a topic that a lot of you asked if I would talk about: time management, how I manage my time, that kind of thing. So just to jump in, a little bit of a backstory if you're not familiar with me and what I do. I run an Etsy shop, a blogger mentorship program, this YouTube channel, and my blog as my full-time job. And I make an income off of all four of those different things, and together that is my salary, and that's what it is. So I'm completely self-employed, and I literally run almost 100% of every aspect of every one of those four things, with the exception of Etsy. My husband helps me actually print my shirts on Etsy, but I do pretty much everything else with Etsy as far as communicating with customers, fulfilling orders, shipping, and all of that. So with those four different pots, there is a lot going on all the time, and there is always more work to be done. There are always more emails to answer, always new questions coming in from Etsy customers. There's always issues with this and that orders, where someone orders the wrong thing or they put the wrong address. Happens all the time. There's just always something. There's always something going on. Plus, I'm loving growing my YouTube channel, and I've had a blog for 6 years that I like to keep up. So there's just a lot. There's a lot happening. So it's important, especially since I don't have a boss or any coworkers, that I manage my time really well, because I only have a certain amount of time. We all only have a certain amount of time, and I've got to get done what I need to get done, and I need to make sure that I'm managing my home. So things like grocery shopping or doing laundry are also important to a healthy, happy life. And so that's important to get that done too. And especially since I work from home, the balance of those two things can be challenging at times. Let's talk about time management and what that looks like for me. So I just have some bullets written down on my phone here. I was taking some notes about things that I do or have done in the past that have really helped me with managing my time well. The number one thing that I do is I keep a detailed online digital calendar. So what we do is that on both of our computers, both of our iPads, and both of our cell phones, we have a Google Calendar that is completely synced and linked. So any of those devices have an up-to-date calendar at any time, which is huge. It's really great because wherever we are, we're gonna have access to one of those things. And my husband and I are on the same page. So whenever, like if somebody is having a birthday or an anniversary, we put that on the calendar with a yearly repeat, so that we only have to put it in the calendar once, and every single year that birthday or that anniversary comes up, and so we can make sure to get birthday cards or gifts out in time. If we have a recurring event, like every Thursday night we go to Bible study, then we have that recurring weekly in our calendar, so we don't have to think about it every week. When we look at our calendar, it's accurate, and it shows that we have, 7 to 10 p.m. on Thursdays blocked off, because that's what we're going and doing. I even put things on there like grocery pickup. I go and pick up my groceries at 8 a.m. every Monday morning, and so that's on there every Monday. So having a detailed synced calendar between me and my husband just saves us, because if someone asks him if he can do something, or if he wants to go do something, or asks me, at any time both of us can check our calendars, and they are completely merged and synced, and they are always up to date. And it just saves us. It saves us a lot of communication, because we can just check the calendar, and it keeps us completely up to date. And with a very detailed and up-to-date calendar, I'm able to really effectively manage my time, because I know what's coming. So I can look at a week on a Sunday and see, do I have a lot of mentee meetings throughout the week? Do I have a lot of different things that I need to get done with Etsy? Do I have a lot of appointments? Like, what is going on throughout the week? If there's not a whole lot going on, that might be a week where I can plan to get more work done. If there is a whole lot going on within or without work, then I'm able to adjust accordingly. Kind of going with that, but the second thing that I do that really, really helps with time management is that I keep a detailed daily to-do list that I plan out 1 week at a time. So our calendar we use online, and we plan that out months and months ahead of time. And we already have plans for this Thanksgiving and Christmas on our calendar now. However, I don't plan like what I'm gonna be doing every day in November when it's currently June. So instead what I do is I have an Erin Condren notebook that I use that's just lined. It's not an Erin Condren planner, but a notebook. I'm obsessed with it. $10 off coupon below. And I use that, and I've done an extensive video about how I plan every day. So I put a link to that above, you can go check it out. But basically at the top of every day, I write like Monday and then the date, and then I have a list of the things I want to get done that day. And each Sunday I do it for the following week. So I only plan specifically 1 week at a time. But on Sunday, I divvy up everything that I need to do that week throughout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I put together. So I divvy it out between those 6 pages. I divvy out things like respond to emails. I divvy out things like pay bills. I put things like do laundry, clean the house, go grocery shopping, meal plan, call my mom, call a friend. Everything that I want to get done in the week, whether it's business related, personal related, home related, all goes into those 6 lists for the week. Sometimes I'll move things around. I often add things, like every night before I go to bed, I check my list for the next day and I add things. But I cannot tell you how much that style of planning has helped me, because the digital calendar provides a zoomed back view, like a zoomed out view where I can see my entire month at a glance. I can see when we're going to be away, when we'll be in town, and what's going on. And then my planner provides a completely zoomed in view where I can see each day what needs to get done and each week what needs to get done. So like this past weekend, we didn't have a whole lot going on. So I loaded up Saturday and Sunday with things that I needed to get done. I wanted to wash our sheets in the guest room and in our main room. I wanted to wash all the towels. I wanted to vacuum the whole house. I wanted to clean. I wanted to do all these extra home things because I knew I was going to have time to do them, and I got all of them done. And so coming into this week, all of those home tasks are done. Whereas if we had a really busy weekend, I would divvy those tasks up between Monday and Friday. Now, of course, some of these things I'm mentioning are specific to the fact that I do work from home, but I think that the general idea of blocking out tasks based on your schedule and based on what's on your calendar could be a fit for pretty much anybody. So with everything being on those 6 pieces of paper for my week, I can daily wake up and prioritize what needs to get done. So sometimes I'll even like star a task if it really, that is a priority. But when I write down everything that needs to get done in a day, from make my bed, do the dishes, wash the sheets, go to the post office, go grocery shopping, and then a bunch of work stuff, I'm able to see which of those things must get done today and which of those things I need to do later. And so that helps me prioritize my time. And so often things like Etsy or blogger mentorship float to the top. Those things need to get done first because there are people who have purchased a shirt from me or hired me as their mentor, and they expect quick responses, and that is what I'm going to give them. And so I've got to make that a top priority. Then after that, it might be some other things, and you know, I'm just able to prioritize my day, and that having everything written down to me is so helpful. Another thing that I do that really helps me with time management is that I bookend my days with a morning routine and an evening routine. And these are the same every single day of the week. So I wake up in the morning and I always use the restroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, put on my makeup, fix my hair, or take a shower and then do those things. And then I get dressed, and then I make my bed and I eat breakfast. I spend time with the Lord and read my Bible, and then I get on the computer and I answer comments, answer emails, and then I dive into my to-do list. And that's how I do my mornings. And then in the evenings, it's kind of the reverse of that, and I head to bed. And so knowing that each day is starting the same way and ending the same way, and bookending my days with consistency and some structure really helps me, because it helps the time in between be more productive. My brain can wake up in the morning without thinking a whole lot because I do the same thing every day, and it can unwind in the evening and really relax because I do the same thing every day. So I think that has had a huge positive impact for me, is really figuring out a morning routine that works for me and an evening routine that works for me, and sticking with them as a way of managing my time so that I can, in the middle of those two things, prioritize my tasks and get things done. With that, I just briefly mentioned that spending time with the Lord in the morning, journaling and reading my Bible is a part of my morning routine. And I am telling you, every morning that I do that, I am just so much more productive because my soul feels centered and grounded. I don't feel like I am just flailing around throughout my day feeling really spastic and overwhelmed. I just feel settled and I feel peaceful and grounded. And when I walk into my day feeling settled and peaceful and grounded rather than anxious and frantic and spastic, things get done much more efficiently and much more smoothly. Another thing that I do that helps me manage my time is that I'm not afraid to say no. I used to be afraid to say no, but I'm really not afraid to say no. So when somebody asks me to do something that I'm not able to do, I just graciously say, I'm really sorry, I'm not able to do that. Or if someone asks me to do something that I am able to do, but their timeline is too short, I say, I am able to do that, but it's gonna take me 2 weeks, not 3 days. And I have gotten so much better about being really upfront and honest about the time that I require to get certain tasks done. And so when that is the case, then I'm not living my life as an emergency where every day there's just some frantic emergency task that's getting pushed to the top of my to-do list, and so everything else is getting lost, and then everything else is getting, you know, behind, and I'm not on top of things. Instead, I'm able to schedule out the week, 1 week at a time, knowing that, okay, I have this due in 2 weeks, I'm gonna work on it a little here, a little there. Or I'm just not gonna do it at all if it's not something that I'm able to fit into my schedule. And so I can't tell you what a huge step forward that is for me with regards to time management. That's something that I've really had to learn, is being just really honest with myself and others about how long it actually takes me to get things done, and what things I can do and what things I can't do. And so, you know, just being honest about that has been a huge, huge benefit to managing my time well. Another thing that I love to do, and this is especially with tasks that I don't love, is to use the Pomodoro method, which Pomodoro means tomato in Italian, if I am not incorrect. And I've written a blog post about it. I wrote it years ago, so I'm a little worried to link it, but I will link it above. I'm not quite sure. I feel like I might have written it about 5 years ago. Maybe not. Maybe not, but it feels like it's been a while. Basically, the reason why it's called the Pomodoro method or the Pomodoro technique is that you're supposed to use like a little timer, and like the idea is that it's like a little tomato like timer. You know, they have those kitchen timers that are shaped like a vegetable or a fruit. So but you could use your phone timer or any other timer. And the idea is that you work 25 minutes on and then 5 minutes off. So when I have a task that feels overwhelming to me, I love using that method, where I will turn on my timer for 25 minutes and I will only focus on that. I don't get on social media, I don't check my email, I don't walk around my house and fold laundry, I don't do anything else but that one task for 25 minutes, knowing that I get a 5-minute break. And during that 5-minute break, I can check social media, I can get a snack, I can go use the restroom, I can go sit outside with my dog for 5 minutes, whatever I need to do to refresh. And then if I need to go back to that task, then I add another 25-minute block. It is amazing how simple and effective that method is. So if you have a tough time getting a particular task done, like if you really hate cleaning your bathroom, set a timer for 25 minutes, power through it, and then take a 5-minute break. And you will be amazed at how just that beat the clock type of system works out really well. At least it does for me. The last thing I want to mention in this video is that because I have a digital calendar that is planned months in advance, and then I have my weekly to-do list planner, what I often do is I will see something that is coming up and I will break down tasks for myself and put them in my to-do list planner ahead of time. So if I'm going on a big trip and I know that I need to print off travel documents and I need to go buy travel toiletries and I need to get something set up for while I'm gone and I need to ask someone to house sit or whatever, I will put those things typically on my digital calendar, and then those will get transferred over to my paper to-do list when that week comes up. But that way I am not overloading myself like 3 days before we go on a big trip, because for 3 weeks, every couple of days, I've done one task to propel myself forward so that by the time we're actually leaving, I'm ready and it's not stressful, and it's not a mad dash where we're running all over town trying to get everything, you know, pulled together and ready before the trip, because like I said, for weeks we've been chipping away at it a little bit at a time. Same thing with a big project, you know, with regards to work. So whenever fall is coming up, for example, and we are getting ready to launch our fall line of t-shirts, or when the holidays are coming up and we're getting ready to launch our holiday line of t-shirts, those are two major times for me on Etsy with my shop. I need to make sure that I am not starting to think about fall t-shirts on September 1st. I'm already thinking about them now, and it is mid-June or so. So it's really important that I put things on my calendar to meet with my husband about the shirts, and then to design them by this date, and then to have them printed and have sample photos taken and have those uploaded, and then have a launch date and then advertise the launch date. I could break it down and tell you like probably 30 things that need to get done before a major launch, and I cannot wait until the week of to do that effectively. And so one way that has really helped me to do that is to think of it in advance and put it on my calendar, and then when I'm planning out my weekly to-dos on paper, which I do, like I said, every Sunday. I do that every Sunday with my phone's calendar in hand. And so I just check every day of the week and see what's coming up. So if I had put a task on there, like meet with Riley about fall line, then I can put that on one of the days of the week, and we can find a time to get together to have that conversation specifically. So those are a handful of my favorite time management techniques. Different seasons of life require different things, and sometimes there's a lot of things going on at work, and sometimes there's a lot of things going on with family, and sometimes there's a lot of things going on with both. But for me, during seasons of both, if I have these things down pat and I really have a calendar that's functioning, and I have a daily to-do list or weekly to-do lists that are functional, to me, I feel like I'm steadier and I'm able to get things done and not feel quite so frazzled and quite so overwhelmed, because it feels like I'm making the best use of my time without completely living at a breakneck pace where I'm never taking a break or relaxing. To me, these different things that I've shared today have helped me really strike a balance between my personal life and work, which is particularly important because working from home, as some of you know, it is really hard to strike that balance because work is always 10 steps away. And so it's hard to set that aside sometimes when, you know, after we finish dinner and I just want to go answer 5 more emails or 5 more Etsy conversations or package up another 10 Etsy orders, you know, like there has to be a line. And so for me to have daily task lists and a calendar and some of those other methods that I talked about in place, it really has helped me to strike that balance most days. I'm not perfect, but most days, to where I feel like I'm managing my time effectively. I would absolutely love to hear from you. What are your favorite time management techniques? Do you use any of the things that I mentioned today? What's your biggest time management struggle, or what is one of your biggest ways that you manage your time really effectively that you feel great about? I would absolutely love to hear from you if you want to share any of the above below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. If this video was helpful to you, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. I will see you guys next time. I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye.